Samuel Leeds here, hope you're well guys, and in this video I'm going to share with you 4 ways that you can buy property without using any of your own money. So if you want to buy houses with no money, then stay tuned. Okay, so the ways that I'm about to describe to you how you can buy properties without using any of your own money. Firstly, I want to say that I have done all 4 ways. So this is not stuff that I'm talking about. This is not theory. This is actual practical. I've been there. I've done it. Not only have I done it, but I've helped dozens and dozens of other people do it as well by telling them what I did. So this is, real life stuff. Sometimes people say to me, you can't buy houses with no money. And I respond, you're absolutely correct. You can't. They can't because they don't believe they can. So I think the first step is just being open-minded. People have been buying businesses with no money for years using, all kinds of different agreements. So I'm going to share these with you, and you can be one of the types of people that say, I don't believe that's possible, that's too good to be true, and all that kind of stuff, in which case that's fine. Maybe don't even continue watching any more of the video if you don't want, but if you think that's fine. Or you can be someone that's just a little bit open-minded, in which case this could happen for you. So here's the first way. Number 1 is lease option agreements. Now, a lease option agreement is basically where you buy a property today, but you pay for it later. So you could almost say it's a little bit like the owner has given you a free loan for, say, 5 years. When it comes to the end of the option agreement, you don't have to buy it. You have the option, not the obligation. And in all that time, and this is what just blows my mind of how good lease options are, because I've got many lease option agreements. So say you buy it today, but you pay for it in 5 years, you're not putting anything down today. Okay, you might have to pay for the solicitor fees, but you've not actually put any money in for the property at all, and you're getting immediate cash flow, and as the house goes up in value, you're gaining from capital appreciation. So it's just a fantastic way of getting your foot in the door, owning properties, and doing this starting out with no money. If you want to learn more about lease option agreements, I have done other videos about this, but it's one of my favorites. Number 2 is joint ventures. Now, a joint venture is where 2 people come together. They usually will bring 50% of value, and they will put 50% of value together to do a venture, a deal. If your venture is property and you're buying a property, and you're doing this as a joint venture with somebody else, you've both got to bring 50-50 value, but you haven't necessarily got to bring 50-50 money. Your value could be something that is not actually cash. Your value could be you're bringing the deal to the table. You could be bringing your knowledge, the power team, the overseeing of the project. There's loads of things that you can bring to the deal besides cash. If you find a joint venture partner who has cash, but that's it, I have nothing else, they can't go on to be successful without you. You tell them, look, you put the money in, we'll put the time and the energy and the knowledge and the team and all that in, and then we'll go 50-50 on the profits. Effectively, you have bought a property without using any of your own money. Joint ventures, absolutely fabulous way to do it. Now, you need to be really careful if you do a joint venture partnership that you have clear expectations and clarity, so you know what's what, in case it's a case of you said this, no I didn't. So you need to have proper contracts drawn up and a clear understanding of what you're both bringing to the table. But joint ventures is an incredible way to get started with no money. And for that, you can't be successful in property with no money, no time, no creativity, no implementation. Of course you need something. You need to bring something to the table, but that doesn't have to be money. Number 3, different to joint ventures, this is using other people's money. If you know how to buy a property and make a 20% return on investment, you also know someone who's got £100,000 sat in the bank doing nothing, you could borrow their money to buy property, give them a fixed return. So you could give them 5%, 10% return on investment on their money, which is way better than the bank. And then any extra you're going to keep yourself. And you've also obviously got a free property. So it doesn't have to be your money. You can use somebody else's. This is very different to a joint venture because a joint venture has a stake in the property. Other people's money. Number 3, that could also be the bank's money. You could get a bank loan to put down to buy a property. It doesn't matter where the money's come from. It's someone else's besides yours. So it's a case of tapping into money. I have personally, myself, I'm not recommending this, but I have bought properties on credit cards. I've literally gone to the bank with credit cards, maxed out and used the cash to put down deposit on properties, and then switched the debt on the credit card over to a 0% credit card, so I'm not even paying interest on the debt. That's other people's money. Got to be careful doing this because you need to know what you're doing. You don't want to borrow money from friends and family and then screw it up. But if you know what you're doing and you understand how to buy properties, I think using other people's money is a much smarter way of using your own, because you're going to get an infinite return on investment that way. And number 4 of how to buy properties and own properties without using any of your own money is by buying a property, adding value to it, and then refinancing the property. You don't even need much money to start with, because you can get a bridging loan. Some of my students are doing this right now as we speak very successfully, whereby they're buying properties, they're borrowing all the money on a bridging loan to buy the property, they're then adding value to the property and again borrowing money to do that. So the whole thing, they're borrowing banks money to do it. But then when the project is completed and they've added value, they're then refinancing the property with a new lender, and the money that they get, they're paying off all the loans, and then they've now got a property that they've put none of their own money down for. I mean, you might end up leaving a little bit of money in. If you do it right, you can leave no money in. I've done this successfully several times where I've left no money in with buying and refinancing on bridging loans. That's just 4 ways that you can buy properties without using any of your own money. I hope that's been inspiring. I hope that's been helpful. If this has opened your mind up and this has really got you thinking, then why don't you do your friends and family the favor and share the video around and open their minds up too, because I'm on a mission to really open up people's minds and to get people out of the old way of thinking, which is save up, put money in a bank, work really hard, put a deposit on a house. That old way of thinking, which is leading to people buying their first house when they're in their 30s and 40s, which it really doesn't need to be like that. So I'm on a mission. Share the video. Thank you so much. I love you very much. Peace out.
Thank you so much for watching. If you benefited from that video, please do share it with your family and friends. For more videos like it, you can watch right here. And if you'd like to spend 2 days with me at the Property Investors Crash Course, watch this video, see what happens. But whatever you do, don't forget to subscribe right here, and I'll see you next time.